Hello out there in podcast land, and welcome back to Urban Mindz Podcast. Today we'll be talking about the results to WrestleMania 31. I'm Tobias, and I'm going to let the group introduce themselves again. Go ahead, group.
I'm RC.
Jared.
It's Ty.
Yeah, we don't have Santi or Adrian today. They couldn't make it, unfortunately, so you just
Blakers.
Fuck them niggas.
Yeah, it's just us four today. But still, we're going to talk about the results of WrestleMania 31. And also, we're going to talk about the Raw after 31. But first, let's go through this WrestleMania card. The winners, the losers, the high points, the low points. And some points where they could have had some chances of opportunity. So, Jared, go ahead and start us off with the first match of the evening.
Well, the first match of the evening, correct, was the ladder match, right?
Yeah, that was the ladder match.
Which is quite perplexing when you think about it. Maybe you wonder why they would put the Intercontinental title so low on the card if they're trying to build it up.
So wait a minute, that kicked off WrestleMania. Where did the
pre-show / kickoff match started off with
the Battle Royal, right?
Not the Battle Royal. It started off with the four-way tag team match, and then after that, it went to the Battle Royal.
This is the pre-show.
This is the pre-show / kickoff.
All right,
whatever you want to call it.
Start with the pre-show, because I was about to say I knew the Battle Royal started before the ladder match.
So they had the four-way tag team match with Matadors, Uso, Kid Cesaro, and who was the other team?
Los Matadors?
How do you say Matadors?
You said Kid Cesaro, Matadors,
Usos,
and some other niggas. Anyway, is there anything to even talk about with that?
It was just boring.
It was just a pre-show match.
Match.
Exactly.
And who were the winners for that?
Kid
Cesaro. They retained the titles.
All right. Next for the pre-show,
we got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal Memorial.
It was Blue Day, wasn't it?
Oh, New Day. Yeah.
Oh, New Day. All right. The next was the Andre the Giant
Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Try saying that fast 4 times.
Yeah, and the winner of that was the Big Show, which, like we said last week, it was a match full of jobbers, but to have the Big Show win was just the guys, they think it was all Vince's idea so he could do that stupid pose that he did when he won next to the trophy with Andre the Giant doing that same pose.
The Big Show finally became the Giant.
Yeah, but I, for one, think that him winning was just stupid, and I'm going to be saying this a lot during this podcast, but I think him winning was stupid, and what did he gain from it? Like, this nigga is
nothing at all.
So old, he's done everything pretty much within the wrestling industry. Like,
he gained nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Maybe another
that seems to be the night of the theme of the night.
Yeah, because like
winning from gaining from nothing.
He's like pretty much on the he's at the door. He's at the exit of his career, you know what I'm saying? Like, he shouldn't have... He should have disagreed with whoever was just like, hey, Big Show, we're going to have you win. Who I'm pretty sure was Vince McMahon.
They were saying in the commentary that this is Big Show's first big Battle Royal win.
Who cares? Yeah. He didn't need it.
Every Battle Royal he won has been put out super early. So it's just like...
cares? He didn't need it.
So they wait until the Andre Giant Battle Memorial.
They try to have some type of symbolism or some type of significance to it.
Not the Royal Rumble where he he got supposedly... shaded out with The Rock.
But a Battle Royal?
At WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania.
With no significant gain.
Off camera.
That was a pre-show.
That was on the WWE Network for how much?
$9.99. Okay. But anyway, you're not trying to do no shameless plug over here, but
what's it gonna pay us?
I think that was pretty stupid. I mean, my opinion last week was I wanted Damien Sandow to win, but clearly he couldn't have his WrestleMania moment now, I guess.
But here's what I don't understand. Okay, remember they were kind of building this matchup. Like, they had all these people in here. They were talking about winning it. They had Hulk Hogan come out talking about it. They promoted this match. Why the fuck would you put it in a pre-show?
I think it was in the pre-show last year. I think it was in the pre-show last year.
No, I thought it was on the main card.
No, it was on the main card last year.
It was the Battle Royal was originally on the main card this year, but like a few days leading towards WrestleMania, I was like, we're gonna put it on the pre-show, so we're gonna give all the other matches some time.
Okay. I mean, do you think they could have found a way to? Do you think they could have found a way to get in there to put it? Do you think they could have found some time for that on the main card?
I think they probably would have definitely condensed the time for the ladder match.
That, and I guess they felt that, with these other matches, these other big matches, quote unquote, they wanted to, knock that down the pre-show, the Sting, Triple H,
which was early in the card.
But why advertise? But why advertise it as like,
I don't know. I don't even know why you have that match in the first place. It's stupid, and you haven't, like you said last week, you have not a match full of jobbers, and you have someone in the company who, like I said, has done pretty much everything win, and I guess is it a stroke for his ego? Like, what is it? Some I don't know.
I mean, I disagree with you. I think though the match, I don't really like like battle royals and royal rumbles and stuff like that. I don't like matches like that. That's just not my cup of tea. But I mean, I think the match could have some kind of value if you elevate somebody who's.
Oh, see, now we're talking about value. I thought we were just talking about the match by itself.
It goes back to.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think it has some kind of value. Like, if you're gonna try and lift somebody up, that's a good way to do it. Like he's the royal. Like, it's something that you can.
But Cesaro won last year.
Yeah, Cesaro last year. He sort of got some type of pop.
He got something.
About a month or two.
But
and it's the second annual.
Yeah, this is the second annual one.
The two winners won't get anything from this. Like I said, if there was some sort of value, like, okay, maybe replace this with the Money in the Bank, which I don't think they should do because Money in the Bank is a good idea. Yeah, but I'm saying maybe have this coincide with the Money in the Bank. Like this person, this person be able to get a chance to go against the champ or something like this. Or
fight for the number one contendership.
Not even incentive. Yeah, I don't even think it needs that. Like, you just need to treat it like it's a big deal, kind of like the King of the Ring. You just need to do it like that. Like, King of the Ring didn't actually win anything. It was just a title, but they made you feel like it meant something.
Kind of like how when they get introduced after they win the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns got introduced as the 2015 Royal Rumble. So
say it one more time. I'm sorry.
He was talking about the significance in the title of winning something. So especially because this whole year, Roman Reigns, the 2015 Royal Rumble winner. Yeah. Like, they definitely wanted to put it out there and made it known.
They said in his introduction, like, it means something. I know.
I mean, the Royal Rumble didn't used to mean anything. Like, you didn't win anything. You just won it. You're just like, oh, you're the Royal Rumble winner.
Okay,
it's a good thing. Yeah.
You're going to WrestleMania. We'll see you there.
But that wasn't always a stipulation. That came later on in the Royal Rumble's life. It wasn't always like that.
All right. Well, like I said, Big Show won that, and it's whatever. Next,
ladder match. And who are the participants again? Once again, state those. Wade Barrett, Daniel Bryan, R-Truth, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, Dolph Ziggler, and Stardust. My question to you, Ryan, since you saw the match, was who didn't belong?
Who didn't belong in this match?
Yeah, who didn't belong? Like, who just did absolutely nothing?
R-Truth.
R-Truth? Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
R-Truth.
He's pretty. He's like the sore thumb in that match. He sticks out like,
R-Truth did a couple moves, but then you come to realize that what is he doing in the match? He was outside the ring setting up ladders the whole time.
Much. For his entrance, did he rap?
No, he was quiet.
Okay.
Thank you.
They had to get everybody into the ring. They didn't have time for him to do that 10-year-old rap.
People want to say what's up?
What's up?
It's pretty awful, but
he's been doing that song for
I
10
knew this.
years.
I had a feeling it was going to open the show. As soon as I heard that the Andre the Giant Battle Royal was going to be pushed to the pre-show, I knew that was going to. It had to, because you have to get the crowd
excited.
You have to get them involved. You have to get them invested. So they had, what was the Divas match going to open this up? They were going to bore. You're going to kill the crowd. So you want to hype them up. Even though I agree with Jerry earlier, I think he said that you kind of kill the IC title's credibility a little bit by having it open up. But they had no choice.
I mean, you're basically saying that it's more important than even Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. I mean, they could have kicked that match off. They wanted to.
Yeah,
true. See, there was nothing on the line there.
Yeah, it's true.
There was nothing on the line.
Yeah.
But Ryan, go ahead and give us a quick analysis of the match. What do you think?
The ladder match?
Yeah.
There was some cool spots. Cody, my bad. Stardust did a few interesting spots. He did a disaster kick. He did a disaster kick and kicked somebody off the ladder. Dean Ambrose got powerbombed by Luke Harper into a ladder. You know how they set the ladder up between the ring apron and the...
I read that he took a nasty bump. I assume that's what that was.
Yeah, he was... Harper had a a little bit of blood from Ambrose after that. So I was like, wow, okay. But Ambrose was pretty much taken out of the match after that.
So overall, was it a good match, decent match, average?
Overall, how did it go for ladder matches?
I thought it was compared to past ladder matches at Mania. I thought it was
solid.
It was pretty decent. It was a decent opener. It wasn't anything eye-opening. Like, it wasn't any funny crazy spots like how Kofi did in the Money Bank Pass. Like he'll
jump up,
do stilts with the ladder or anything like that. He didn't do. Nobody did any crazy spots like that. The craziest spot was Dean Ambrose obviously going through the ladder.
Ambrose, and then also there was a vertical suplex.
Oh yeah, that was a sick.
From Wade Barrett.
That was a sick suplex. Was that Wade Barrett?
Wade Barrett and
who was that? He suplexed.
Was
it Stardust?
Yeah,
I want to say it was Stardust. That was a sick suplex off the top. Talk about Suplex City. That was crazy. But yeah, those were the two greatest spots to me. But it wasn't like anything like amazing. It wasn't nothing like the Shield.
Edge spearing.
If you guys remember the Shield versus the Shield ladder match when they first made their debut, that was a good ladder match.
So essentially, it was a good match, but not memorable.
Not memorable, right?
Okay.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 5.5.
Yeah.
It may be 6. I think that's bad. I don't think that's
about like a 6.5, 7, maybe like a 7.
All right,
I'll put it at 7.
6.
Okay, so the winner was Daniel Bryan.
Right.
Okay, where does he go from here?
He's mid-card status forever. He's the face of the mid-card.
I would have had Wade Barrett retained here, I don't know with my predictions.
It's very disrespectful how he wins WrestleMania last year, and then they just put him into the unknown abyss, the mid card that it is now.
For some reason, he's the new Miz.
Unless they,
for some reason,
he might be.
Unless they try. No, I'm serious. Miz won at WrestleMania a couple years ago, had the belt, and then he lost it, and then he became mid card status. I don't
want to ruin the future match. I mean, you probably, if you guys saw it already, cool. But what you're noticing is with the mid card titles, they're having like Cena's the U.S. title holder now, and Daniel Bryan's the Intercontinental title holder. Maybe they're trying to increase the profile of the mid-card titles, having main eventers. We've been craving for like mid-card titles to have prestige again. So maybe, just maybe, they're trying to increase the profile of these mid-card titles.
That, and I think they're trying to groom other people for that top superstar status too. With kind of not necessarily John Cena taking a backseat, but giving Roman Reigns his own light. Seth Rollins. Those are two I can really think of. They're trying to really make them.
Maybe I didn't think of it like that.
I say, but I mean, this isn't the way you do it. You don't get an established star, someone who was already in the main event, bump him back and be like, "Yeah, this belt is awesome now." That's not what you do.
I never said. And I said he's mid-card status forever.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm talking about if you're trying to build up the prestige, this is not how you do it. What you do is if you want to build up prestige, what you have to do is get some new people,
right?
Make them have some good, memorable feuds and matches,
right?
And make it all about the title.
Right.
I mean, you can have a blood feud in there, but at the end of the day, you'd be like, I hate that dude, but I want this title.
Oh man!
For instance, Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon.
That's
what
match.
I just had a great thought. I know this is kind of skipping to the post to the Raw after this, but Neville, man, if him and Daniel Bryan have a feud over this IC title,
yeah, he debuted.
I know it's way too soon. He just debuted, but man, that could be a really, really good match.
But I mean, if you can do that, I mean. Or another way that you can go about doing it is like you can get the new guy with the belt. If you want to bring back the old guy, you got to make him lose. Yeah. You got to make him lose to make that dude look strong. So, you got to make the new guy look strong by beating
Jericho was a master at this.
Don't you feel like they did the same thing back in the day when they had Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels in that ladder match?
Yeah, because that's what it was all about. Because they didn't like each other, but what was it all about? It was about getting that IC title.
You just said it, Ryan. Like the Steamboat Savage match. Like those feuds over the IC title were classic, and you would think they were wrestling for a World Heavyweight Championship.
Exactly. Right. Same thing with Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
With Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
Yeah, like name the last time an IC title match main evented an event.
The last one I can remember is when Bret Hart and British Bulldog. They were somewhere in like England or something.
England,
like that, right?
yeah.
Ooh, talk about throwback.
That was like 91 or something like that.
That's the last time, like in the 90s, when the mid card titles had any type of prestige or respect. So maybe, I mean, I agree with Jared, but I kind of see on the Daniel Bryan side of things, maybe DB can. Yeah, I can see what they're kind of doing. They're trying to throw mid card a bone, which is good. DB is good for the mid card division. You know, I think he deserves a main event, but it increases the. It's helping the new guys in the mid card who are like Neville and everybody else coming through in the mid card. So it's a gift and a curse.
Do you think? Do you think he'll kind of be in the Chris Jericho status where he'll bump back and forth between main event? You think he's just going to stay there?
Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, because Chris Jericho.
That's a good analogy. That's a good analogy.
He used to bump back and forth every now and then. Pretty much whatever you needed him for, he would just go back and forth.
Jericho made it work.
Jericho can take losses. Yeah. Jericho got to the point where he could take a loss, but you could still view him as a threat to the main event.
That was because Jericho just like, I've done everything in the company, so whatever they need me to do, I'll do it because I have nothing to lose and nothing to gain.
And he was the first ever undisputed champion and all that.
He also makes somebody look good as well.
Exactly.
Therefore, but that was the problem with the John Cena match. We'll get to that later. But I mean, the thing is that Chris Jericho made those belts look like you really wanted them. Like he used to put his body on the line, everything. He'd be like, "Hey, he really wants this fucking belt."
Yeah, even that little Jericho like thing. He injected life into the tag division
for that short amount of time.
When he like tagged up with Big Show, like that is the most entertaining Big Show had been like in forever. Like when he teamed up with Jericho. So I get what you're saying, but hopefully that can happen with the Intercontinental title.
All right.
So what's the next matchup?
Yeah, moving on to this next match.
Next match was Seth Rollins and Randy Orton.
Now, Ryan, what's your opinion on that match? Ty?
I caught like the last 5 minutes of it, but Ryan probably give you a little bit more. I saw that 6 spot. I will say that.
Yeah,
that was
the spot that everybody knows.
That's the best RKO I've seen him do.
He definitely has been doing some great, random but weird and awesome RKOs as of lately.
Yeah. So he's pretty much
like it fit the meme that's been going on online. The memes going around.
Just like when DDP back in the day when he was innovating how the diamond cutter should work.
The cutter
Randy's just coming up with new ways of just making the cutter look
great. The cutter is really one of the best
it.
finishers. Yeah. Do you guys agree with the best finishers right now are the cutter, RKO, and moves like the curb stomp where it can come out of nowhere?
Yeah,
it's like unpredictable.
Yeah, that's the beauty of them.
And you can hit it from a lot of angles.
You can do it where you don't see it. It's really easy to reverse and get into. That's what was so good about the Stone Cold Stunner. The Stunner, do the same thing. That's why Vince McMahon loved it so much because you can literally snap it like that. He loves moves that you can just go into like that.
I agree because I love the rock bottom, but when you can kind of see
it coming,
you can have it set up for. You can see it coming. I love moves where the AA is like you can see him doing that. Like you can see it coming. I like moves where you don't see it coming at all.
You think the GTS could count as one of those moves, or it just looks like too much?
It looks like
it's too much. Like
it's too much of a setup move.
Is it? But another one that was good about that. God rest his man's soul. But Chris Benoit was really good about that too. That crossface is coming out of nowhere.
You
come out of nowhere. You can apply it.
Like he could be like putting a hold and he'll reverse it into a crippled crossface in midair. That'd be But yeah, the spot was sick. But Ryan gave you a more in depth detail about the actual match.
The match I thought was pretty solid. They definitely they tried to make it look like it was a little technical, but you pretty much go in expecting them just to brawl it out.
Is that how it went?
It was a mixture. It was a mixture.
That's good.
It was a mixture, but Randy definitely stuck to what Randy does. He's just aggressive and has that tenacity and just makes everything looks intense. Everything he does.
It wasn't so methodical, was it?
Did they make it look like the blood feud was supposed to be?
Sort of. But Randy definitely carried out that match, and Rollins had some few spots. Rollins went for the Phoenix Splash again, but he missed it.
Like, what you mean as a botch or like?
He completely missed. Well, what he did, Randy countered. And he already did the Phoenix Splash, and he just rolled out of it.
Oh, I thought you meant like he botched it.
No, he didn't botch it. No. He did the Phoenix Splash and then just rolled and just like, okay, I'm back to fight.
Orton's style has gotten a lot better over the years because I remember it was a time where he was so slow and methodical, like it got boring. Like,
there was a time when he was all over the place.
It would be like headlock, stomp. Yeah, it was like, okay, can we switch it up? Orton's got a lot better in the ring as a ring general, actually. He's underrated, actually. Now.
Randy did a crossbody block. We haven't seen him do that in a while from the top rope.
Well, he's got a lot better.
Really? Yeah. He used to do that when he first came out.
Well, here's my question: is that since we all know, I don't want to spoil anything, but since we all know what happened with Seth Rollins, what do you do with Randy Orton now?
That's a good question.
And what is he? Is he a babyface? Is he a tweener?
He's kind of in between. I think he's a tweener.
Tweener?
That's where he's
clearly.
That's where his money's made.
Yeah, that's where his money's made.
I think he's
clearly kind of like, I don't want to compare him to Austin. A lot of people, comparing him to Austin with the tweener. I can see that in the tweener role. Like Austin was the anti-hero, not a baby face, but not a heel per se. So he's kind of in between.
So where do you go with him now?
I actually haven't thought about it that far, man.
I think this is a perfect opportunity since he came up with that hot win to help out the younger guys.
Yeah,
maybe, why not? Is it maybe get him with Neville or something like that?
Yeah.
I know they're not.
I mean, not so soon, but within the year. I think by the summertime, they'll have him have.
So like what they did with Kofi for that short amount of time.
What do you mean?
When Kofi and Randy had that little feud, but then we never saw Kofi again.
I mean, that
is crazy because Kofi was he could have been the main event star off of that feud. Yeah. But you know how that
they had that one
out.
Good match at Madison Square Garden.
Really good match, actually. But you know how that feud turned out for Kofi. So.
All right, so we know the winner of that match. So what's the next match we got up?
Next match is the Sting and Triple H match.
Ooh, okay. I did catch some of this match, so I can weigh in now. You guys out there, I didn't catch the whole WrestleMania. I just caught bits and pieces of it. Didn't really care to watch it, but of course I had to do it for the podcast, so I watched some of it.
And a wrestling fan at heart.
Yes, of course. But
all right, so wait. First,
I want to start with the entrances.
Yes, please, for the love of God, start with that entrance.
Okay, now
which one do you want to go with first?
I'm going to start with Sting because he came out first. His entrance, Ryan, you said it best. Well, go ahead and describe that entrance.
I said Sting came out with a Japanese blue man group,
and I just didn't get the drums and all. I was just like, good lord. I mean,
now. Of course, they weren't blue, but they was all face painted like Sting, except for the old traditional guy just banging on the. Dun, dun. It was way better than Triple H
by a long shot. I mean, all they were doing was just drumming on drums. I mean, it was just. I just think since this was Sting's first and maybe only WrestleMania moment because he doesn't know his future. I read reports online where he said this is his last. First and last match at WWE, but things change. This is his first and like I said, maybe only WrestleMania moment. You have him come out to some damn drums.
Sting should have came out.
I don't like it.
Sting should have came out with Metallica, like his WCW thing. Just have him on stage.
That would have been a hell of a lot better than what that was.
Okay, y'all
Sting just comes out.
Y'all ain't thinking realistically. This is Vince McMahon.
Well, this ain't a y'all thing. I'm just saying I didn't like that entrance. Yeah. Okay. I didn't give you.
It didn't fit.
I give you that. No, listen, I give you that.
But I don't know what I would have had him come out to. But
I think Ryan's on something. I would at least have him throw it back, do a live performance thing. Metallica comes out with his the alternate WCW theme, which would have made sense. It made way more sense than his drum theme that had come out.
When y'all gonna realize that Vince McMahon? When y'all gonna realize that Vince McMahon hates WCW? When y'all gonna realize
anything that's not WWE? I know that, but I'm just saying I didn't like that entrance.
Yeah, this
entrance was not best for business.
I don't know what I would have done, but I didn't like the entrance. Now, moving on to Triple H's entrance, I think he's probably had the worst entrance I've seen in years.
Hunter Hearst Hermulator.
This aluminum foil.
Ryan,
this aluminum foil he had.
Ryan, that was so awful. I want you to say it again.
Hunter Hearst Hermulator.
Never ever again.
If you guys don't know what he's talking about, he clearly played off of Terminator, which is coming out in a couple months. Terminator Genesis. And they also inducted Arnold Schwarzenegger, so it was a huge plug for that.
Awful plug.
Terrible plug.
He came out in this old
aluminum
Shao Kahn / Terminator get up with this, scope on his eye, looking for Sting in the audience, and they found him in the ring, and they had his whole profile.
Target found.
And then they had Arnold Schwarzenegger speak, WrestleMania,
I'm here.
Judgment Day is here. Took off his glasses and his eyes were red, which was awful. He looked like a decrepit robot, if you ask me. But it was just awful. And then he held up these skulls. Now I told
you forgot they had the Terminators rise up above the stage.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about that.
So you also forgot to mention that damn helmet looked like it was a high school prop. Like it wasn't It wasn't well.
That damn Saiyan Scouter he had on, looking like Vegeta.
Over 9,000.
Which is actually a good reference because Ronda Rousey had a Vegeta shirt on. It's over 9,000.
Shout out to Rousey.
Is she a DBZ fan?
Clearly, she had a
good.
shirt on.
It's
over 9,000.
Shout out to Rousey, man. She did good. But we'll get to that.
I want that shirt now. But anyway, he hit up these skulls, and Jared, before we start the podcast, he told me, he was just like, if Triple H had a winning record, it would have been cool if those skulls represented each of his victims at WrestleMania. But he doesn't really have a winning record.
Right.
Like, I think now he's
under 500 at WrestleMania.
9-13?
Yeah.
9-12 or 9-13 right now, something like that. And
it's under 500 at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so if he had a winning record, it would have been cool. But other than that, the whole interest was terrible. Not getting to the match.
Production-wise, they definitely could have had like some camera shots of the name of the opponents on each skull that he buried or killed.
Like the Undertaker casket.
How about not?
Or the tombstone.
How about not doing this Terminator thing at all?
Yeah,
like, what was the point?
That was a shameless plug.
It was horrible. Like you said, it was a shameless plug. I mean, Terminator Genesis is coming out in June?
Yeah.
July.
All this ad
July,
space I'm sure y'all have and bought on WrestleMania, y'all could have fit a little commercial.
Y'all have enough plugs as it is when it comes to $9.99.
You ain't got to plug it through somebody's entrance. That's so tacky.
That would have made more sense if it was like a Raw or something like that.
Yeah.
Just be like, you're just gonna be like, what the fuck? I mean, you might even have found it funny, just how
the
how
more we talk about it, the more tacky I found that.
Yeah, but you could have found it funny by just how tacky it was. But like, since it's a WrestleMania, this is your biggest event. This is a serious thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't do that through somebody's WrestleMania.
And you want to plug a shitty movie.
Even for Triple H, you don't do that through somebody's entrance. You don't use somebody's entrance to plug a movie.
I mean,
that's tacky.
Even if he was okay with it, like that did not do him any favors.
Yeah, like it makes Triple H look bad.
In the movie after doing that crap.
Bad.
And speaking of not doing any favors, let's go ahead and go into the match.
All right. So Ryan, go ahead and speak on the match. I'll tag team in there with you.
So the key word is nostalgia. Pretty much nostalgia.
I guess we'll get right to it.
Nostalgia. 15 years too late, obviously.
Yeah, this match it would have been great. Yeah, 15 years ago.
I disagree.
I disagree too.
I wouldn't say great, but it would have fit better 15 years ago than now.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
That's what I mean. I shouldn't have said great. My apologies. But during the match, of course, DX come out, and then NWO came out. And of course, they fought. Now these
air quotes behind fighting, by the way.
Yeah, air quotes. Now these 6 old archaic men had to fight for this, in front of all these people because, they wanted to have some kind of feud because the DX is behind Triple H and NWO is behind Sting.
Which doesn't really make any sense.
Exactly. I was just about to say
Sting
that.
had his short stints with NWO.
Go ahead.
Really short stints, but like if Sting's known for anything in WCW, it was being like the one guy going against the NWO. Like he was supposed to be like the one savior against them. He used to come down from the rafters and whoop everybody ass.
But no, this is WWE changing. No, I'm sorry. This is Mr. McMahon changing history, and
he's the altar.
Yeah, he's the altar. He's having
flashbacks
in this beast. He's having NWO be on Sting's side, and like I said, DX, NWO battle it out, which was awful. It looked like 6 old men battling for like prune juice or something in a home. It was pretty.
The last spot for bingo at
pretty
bingo
pathetic watching. I mean, Hulk Hogan out there throwing punches. I mean, that man needed to stop throwing punches before he threw out his hip.
I said the greatest thing about this match was Scott Hall being able to walk and take a bump.
Take a bump. He took a slam. I was scared for that man. I'm sitting. I was just like, oh my god. I was just like, man, is he okay?
I mean, WWE's going to pay for his injuries.
He wasn't drunk or anything, was he?
No, he was perfectly fine. He was just stumbling like an old man.
Now, I want to go back to what I say. It's pretty nostalgic, and this would have been decent, 15 years ago. Sting, NWO coming into the company when WCW folded. Triple H being Triple H being Sting's first opponent. Maybe at like SummerSlam or something, and this happening, not a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This would have been decent. But 15 years too late, and it was awful.
And Shawn Michaels comes and saves the day.
Nothing short of it. Awful.
So how would y'all rate this sponsored by Ben Gay match?
I thought Gold Bond would be the sponsor for this match.
Well, Ryan,
Rogaine, whatever you
just
choose,
for men.
Your choice.
This is perfectly. This is where you plug just for men. But
Ryan, you have to tell me
the match.
Yeah, you have to rate the match because I heard it was okay, but
it was.
I heard it was underwhelming.
Yeah, I heard it was underwhelming too.
I can't get over the spot that they had when Sting just broke Triple H's sledgehammer in half.
Break down that spot because the way you told me earlier, it sounded awful.
it's like us being 8 years old having a sword fight in Toys R Us. That's how it was.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
I see why this went early on the card. They didn't want to bring the crowd down.
You know, I'm a pure wrestling fan at heart.
We all are.
Pure WC. I was a WCW fan before WWE/F because, you know, in the 90s, you didn't have cable, you watched WCW.
It was all about WCW.
So, you know, I love WCW, and of course, you know, when you think WCW, you think Sting, Hulk Hogan, etc. So this being maybe Sting's this may be being Sting's first and only WrestleMania match. Yeah. Why not have him go over? What was the point of having Triple H win?
Yeah, that was my question. I was just like, what does he gain from this? I was just like, Sting is one of the biggest icons in wrestling ever.
It's his name.
I was like, you don't know if he's going to come back and do another match. Right. You don't know anything. I was just like, you can bake. I mean, they had the DVD coming out. They have all this merchandise for him.
2K15.
You have all this money to make by him winning, and now you've completely killed this man's momentum by having Triple H of all people go over on him. What story does this tell? That the authority rules over all, and where do you gain from that?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't even think about it like that, but I guess you're right. The authority rules over all. But
I mean, what were we supposed to get? Because this was supposed to be the one guy this was supposed to be the vigilante going up good against evil. But I mean, it doesn't seem like they're going to continue this feud on.
No, they're not.
So
because Sting doesn't even know his future. Because the interview they had on the WWE Network after Raw last night, he said he didn't know what his future was, and I read an interview online that he basically said, you know, this was his, you know, last match. But, you know,
does anybody know his contract situation? How long his contract?
I mean, never say never in pro wrestling.
It's probably like a Legends contract.
Never say never in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll probably be back next WrestleMania.
Yeah, but you just as of now,
a host or something,
you treat it like it's his last match. Why would you do that?
As of now, you just don't know.
Yeah.
So why have Triple H? Why have Triple H go over? I mean,
where does either one of them go now?
Like Triple H said, I'm sorry. Like Jared said, what does Triple H have to gain from this? You have this 55-year-old guy that this generation, 56, that this generation, let's say a good majority of them, you know, children don't know who he is because WCW folded 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
14.
A lot of these kids, I assume, do not watch TNA or did not watch TNA. I mean, you know, clearly its glory days were in the early years and Sting wasn't there. He was there in the later years when it was from decent to awful. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they didn't watch it. He comes in to WWE as this vigilante. Of course, Triple H mentions him being the hero for WCW. You have this. You should have had this guy go over Triple H so you can have the fans buy his merchandise, buy the DVD, maybe, you know, boost up those network sales, and, you know, have him more of a recognizable character in WWE. Maybe this is his final match. You know, maybe when that DVD comes out, fans will be like, "Oh, I wonder who this guy Sting was, and what is this WCW company? I don't know." Bam.
Why was he so good enough that he beat Triple H? Like that leaves kids
money.
I mean, when I saw something, You know what? That's a good point, Tobias. When I saw Brock Lesnar make a debut and go over Hogan and go over Rock, I was like, as a teenager, I was like, what makes him so good that he can go over these guys? You know, it's in kayfabe, a kid's gonna be like, okay, this guy must be really good. Let me do some research on him. He must be good. So why would you have Sting lose? And if we talked about this last week, if he does face Taker next year, or anybody, why would he have credibility?
Exactly.
To be able to face them? They're going to look at him like, okay, this guy lost to Triple H. Why would he have the opportunity to face somebody else?
Is it safe to say that Sting's legacy took a major hit?
Hell yes.
Well, I wouldn't say his legacy.
Not legacy overall, but his status in WWE right now is it's non-existent.
Where do you go from here?
All right.
It's just like Sting. You should have never signed with WWE.
Yeah, it's like, why did you do this? What was the purpose of all this? You should have signed a
legend contract to be put in the Hall of Fame and get your little royalties or whatever. Because this, I think it was a blow to his legacy. I think so.
It was a decent jab to his legacy.
Maybe because I'm just a Hurt fan.
That's probably it. Because think about it. 10 years from now, he's retired easily. when you're gonna think back, you're gonna be like, oh man, remember that time that Sting lost to Triple H? You're not gonna be thinking.
I mean,
about that.
Yes, I will.
It is a
Yeah,
because
I'm not going to forget
about
that. If this is his only match in WWE, yes, I will.
Yeah, because it kind of makes Sting look bad too for the smart fans, of course, out there, like the smarks.
10 years from now, you're not going to forget how awful his gimmick were in 10A. Are you?
I won't be thinking about it very much.
I won't be thinking about it, but if you remember those things that he did in TNA? Oh yeah, they were awful.
Well, I mean, what I mean by forget, I don't mean like you never remember. I mean like you're not going to really be thinking about it very much. When you think of Sting, you're not going to be thinking about like, you remember when he lost to Triple H?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, I think I will, man.
Yes,
because you know why?
I don't think
But you know why? Because it's all these years, the past 10, 11 years, Sting said, I will not sign with WWE because I'm afraid of how they'll use me. And after all these years, you're going to go and sign with them just to lose anyway? Like, it's a slap in his own face.
Should have signed with him in the jump and have them just ruin his image in the jump.
Yeah, like you should have signed with him back in, 2003 when the rumors were running rampant?
I think
you should have just went ahead and did it years ago and job anyway, if you're going to do that.
I think they would have crushed him even more in the early years in like 2003.
Of course.
They would have crushed him even more.
Yeah.
But a death is a death.
I don't know. A
burial is a burial. They buried him just as well
okay,
now as they would have back then.
I'll agree with y'all. It was pretty bad. It was a bad decision. It's a bad blow to him. But when it comes to his overall legacy, I'm not gonna be thinking about that. The kid is gonna. What I'm gonna be thinking about, the kid in me is gonna be like, hey, remember when he came down from the Raptors and beat up the NWO? Remember how he used to not talk? Remember that?
I remember that. Well, I'm going to remember his entire career. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll take it a little far and say it's hurt his legacy. But I'm going to remember his entire career from the good.
It's not going to be
WCW to the bad.
TNA
to the ugly with this.
I guess I'm alone in this because I wasn't a huge WCW fan, but I won't.
These are true WCW.
Yeah, we're talking about WCW fans too.
But I put myself in y'all's position. I was just like, y'all kind of feeling the way I did about the Undertaker last year about him losing because that's one of my favorites. I feel he's my Sting to y'all. 10 years from now, I'm not going to be thinking about how he lost at WrestleMania very much. I'm not going to be thinking about that. I'm going to be thinking about him in the mystery.
You're going to be thinking about how this nigga should have retired. He shouldn't have wrestled at that WrestleMania.
Right. And that could have prevented that happening.
No, I won't. I'll be thinking about the good. I'm not going to be thinking about the negative. I'll be thinking about him in the ministry. I'll be thinking about when he debuted. I'll be thinking about him versus Shawn Michaels. I'll even remember the Big Evil gimmick because I like that one. Not so much the American Badass, but when he was Big Evil, I thought that shit was funny.
It's gonna cross your mind though because the good definitely outweighs with Sting's legacy because he did great, but it's gonna be that one blemish on that printed piece of paper. The resume looks nice, but it's gonna be that one little spot.
It's gonna be that one little spot on the bottom of the page. You always think of something bad they did that was bad for you. You're like, God, remember they did that? But anyway, moving on. Triple H had nothing to gain for them. He clearly won the match.
Shawn Michaels came and saved the day.
Which
I don't understand. All right, never mind. That's not the topic. Next match.
We'll just have to see how this plays out because I really don't know where they're going with this.
I don't either.
I don't know, and I don't care. Next.
All right, next match we have on here is the Bella Twins versus Paige Lee.
Paige Lee clearly won, like we all predicted. But Ryan, did you watch the match?
I actually predicted wrong.
I think
I was going with the Bellas for the winning.
I said Bellas. I said the heel team won.
Really?
Yeah, I thought they won.
I had Paige Lee winning.
I was also thinking this.
I could have swore y'all said Paige Lee, but my mistake. I had Paige Lee winning.
Yeah, I said.
No, this match, it was solid, but pretty much Paige just carried the match because they was just beating up AJ, and AJ was outside the ring the whole time. When AJ needed to shine, she threw on the submission hold. Match over.
I feel bad for Paige. This had to be her first
WrestleMania
Mania outing like this. Kind of just clustered in there. Yeah. At a tag team match.
Did it feel like a Raw match?
Feel like a glorified
Raw match. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. Right.
Ouch. Like a glorified piss break.
How long ago?
It went for 10 minutes. Like some of the stuff they did in the match was okay, but then you realize it's a Divas match. I'm probably going to forget about it because of the next match in the main event.
Was it? Well, the next match wasn't the main event, but I see what you mean by that.
It was one of the main events, right? What was the next match?
John Cena versus Rusev.
Yeah, it was one of the main events.
Yeah, it was one of them.
They always have like a good 2-3 in Mania. So all right. So is there anything else to talk about this match?
Really, no.
All right.
Well,
next.
I'll just say, I wonder if they're going to keep going on with the Paige Lee thing. I think I'll break them up. That's the only thing I'm really curious about.
I was hoping originally that they would turn this into a 4-way match for the Divas belt to make it some somewhat interesting.
That would have
been a smart idea, but this is
WWE and creative
going to the Monday night, the Monday after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. It looks like they're trying to break up the Bella Twins because Nikki, they were doing. I think it was Paige Lee and Naomi versus.
It was a 6 Divas match.
Yeah, the Bellas and who else was it? Natalia. That's who it was.
Yeah,
and. Basically, what happened is I can't remember who Nikki was wrestling. Oh, it was Naomi. She was wrestling Naomi.
Classic dodge.
Yeah, it was Naomi dodged an attack. What's the other one's name? Not Nikki, but
Brie.
Brie. Yeah, Brie took the hit. You know, she was. Brie took the hit. She was up. She got knocked out. Nikki looked concerned, and then basically it was a distraction pin. Well, not distraction roll up, but like Naomi did her finisher, got the pin, and it looks like they're planting the seeds to kind of split them up.
So another Bella feud.
I read a report online that they don't have any plans on re-signing their contracts, but who knows?
Who, Bellas?
Yeah.
I mean, didn't they already leave?
Yeah, they left before.
Like,
yeah.
All right, so
it's like whatever.
Collect your boyfriend's money. That's how you do it.
I mean, both of them making pretty good money right now, anyway. So.
I mean, they're good, so they really don't give a damn about the Divas division. We
right,
don't have
all.
Is it
all
all
right?
right?
To continue.
All right, on to the next match.
Yeah, we've already spent more time on the Divas than WWE has.
Yeah.
We gave him a chance. Hashtag.
Stop. Okay, next, like I said, next one is Rusev versus Cena. Now,
I'll let y'all go in on
a
this
match
first.
we all do not care about.
Now, before we start to critique the match and whatnot, I think Rusev had one of the best entrances of
still haven't seen it.
Really?
him coming out on it.
It was a good entrance.
Yeah, it was the most. It fit him. It actually fit him. Everything.
Lana leading the soldiers out and them holding the flag and him coming out on the tank. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think there was like
they fired off the
cannon
cannons too on stage.
Yeah, they fired
Oh,
off a couple cannons.
Yeah,
that was
they're
pretty
outside,
neat.
so that makes sense.
Yeah, it was one of the best. You know what? Not one of. It was the best entrance at WrestleMania.
I told you that.
And that's a damn shame because this man was defeated by John Cena.
Of course.
And not put over at Mania.
And
another guy not put over.
Another guy not put over.
And here goes another guy. Hit
Who has
the brick,
potential.
that hit the brick wall known as John Cena. Because where the fuck do you go from here? Where do you go from here? He's the heel. John Cena does not need to be the United States champion. What for? He's not going to bring prestige there. He's a baby face that people don't like, that gets booed. There's no way you're going to bring prestige there.
He gets a mixture. He gets
a mixture.
Not at Raw.
Depending on the events, but
not after.
Yeah, depending on the crowd, but clearly he wasn't getting no love.
Listen, not after Raw.
he
After
got
WrestleMania,
a little bit of love at WrestleMania.
I just don't get it. Like WWE just refuses to realize they're going to come to a harsh realization. I think Tobias said it earlier.
Correction on the time for the Divas match. It went on for 6 minutes and 42 seconds.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
You overshot that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It felt like 7-10 minutes.
It felt,
All right.
Wow.
How many minutes?
but anyway, back to this John Cena match. What were we saying, Jared?
No, I was just saying, like, he's a babyface that gets booed. You're not going to bring prestige to that. No one's going to care. I mean, little kids like John Cena and everything like that, but WWE has to come to this harsh realization that that's not their only audience.
Yeah.
It's not their only audience. So, I mean,
They're going to grow up, just like we did in the Attitude Era when we came of age.
And we had
We were spoiled.
Regeneration Era. What was that? That was what it's called. The next era after that.
what, Ruthless Aggression?
Ruthless
Sorry.
Aggression. The New Generation was before the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? They're in the New Generation era right now because they don't have any main superstars. They just have really good talent. Yeah.
So they're trying to
look for somebody.
Yeah, they're kind of going through the motions, which happens.
Yeah. It's
But-
nothing that has
But it's all poppy.
But I mean,
though.
you don't. I mean, think about that though. I mean, during that New Generation era, did they ever have like Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels go down and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and be the Intercontinental Champion"? Did they ever do that?
No.
No, they were going to be champions because that's who they were. That's what they were. I mean, what does anyone gain from John Cena being the United States champion?
Not a damn thing.
He doesn't get anything. You block Rusev's momentum. I mean, unless you have something real special in mind for him. But who does he face after John Cena? Who does he face?
What does he
There's
do?
nowhere but
What does he
down.
do? Where does he go?
There's
Could
nowhere
you
but
form
down.
like a stable with them, like an international We Hate US stable?
With whom?
With home.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Just an idea.
They really
like,
just slowed this momentum.
This is the
down,
curse
man.
part, y'all. This is the gift was Daniel Bryan getting in the mid card and spreading the experience and shine amongst the newcomers. This is the curse part because John Cena wins the U.S. title. What does the mid card gain from working with Cena right now And what does Rusev gain from losing at Mania?
Like I said, this man is 15-time champ. This man don't need this damn belt. No. He don't need this United States.
Who's he going to drop the belt off to?
Right.
That's a good question.
Who's going to work with? Who's going to get the rub?
It's going to have to be some heel that cheats and wins because they're never going to have him lose clean.
Who?
Never. I don't know. But, I mean, that's just... John Cena has the same problem that Superman has. Is that he can't be defeated. He has no real weakness or anything like that. Like, he's too perfect. He's not relatable.
He's not
at all.
That's why the crowd hates him.
Nobody does this. Nobody gets DDT'd on a steel concrete and kicks out at 2. Nobody does that. He seems to be perfect.
He's not relatable at all.
He's not relatable. That's his
the direction.
problem.
And sadly, if they keep on going with Reigns in the babyface mode, that's where Reigns is headed.
Exactly, because
that's exactly where Roman Reigns is
not. Reigns is not.
He's not relatable.
He's not relatable. He's not admirable.
Yeah, like Punk and Daniel Bryan. They're average size guys. Daniel Bryan's 5'10", 185, maybe 75 pounds, soaking wet. Punk is the average guy, south size guy, but he's talented on the mic and he's talented in the ring.
But okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, perfect example for a guy that is relatable. Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
You could see yourself being friends with him, right?
Yeah.
You could be like, I might go get a drink with him. You know what I'm saying? He seems like a cool guy. He seems like
you can see yourself asshole. In him.
Yeah, you can see it. But you that's the thing. But you can not only see yourself. You can either see yourself in him, or you can see yourself being next to him, like as a friend or something like that. Brock Lesnar. You may not be able to relate to him at all, but he's admirable. This is an uncontrollable freak that just has all the power in the world.
You have to have the utmost respect for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's believable. Like, if he walked up in front of you, he'd be like, "What, boy?" You'd be like, "None." You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight him. So he's not so much like relatable, but he's admirable because he has all this power and he does whatever he wants. So I mean, John Cena doesn't really have any of that. I don't believe anything. I mean, unless you're like a 6-year-old kid who still believes in like superheroes and stuff like that. He's not really relatable or admirable.
Superhero. You're right.
He's just annoying. He's just annoying. So,
but he did have this factor when he was doing the whole basic thugonomics thing.
That's my favorite.
That's when he was relatable.
Yeah, it was relatable
before the Super Cena days,
and it was entertaining.
He wasn't being booked by like being Superman.
Basic thugonomics.
Like you've had him, and we've seen it all with Cena. There's nothing you can do to beat him. He doesn't get. You can't beat him cleanly.
It's just
you have to have like Rusev. The way they came in on this was horrible. Rusev beat Cena at the last pay-per-view by a low blow. Now, tell me this, ladies and gentlemen. A 330-pound man, a guy who probably practices Sambo in his spare time, probably could crush Cena with one hand. What does he need to low blow Cena for? Who's 6 foot flat, 200 maybe 35 pounds? That makes Rusev look horrible.
I would say it made him look horrible, but
a low blow, that's like Lesnar low blowing CM Punk to get the win over.
I would say it made him. I wouldn't say it made him look horriable. I would say
I see Seth Rollins doing that.
No, I wouldn't say it made him look horrible. I would say that it just goes to show you that how they're willing. Like another problem with John Cena being able to kick out at 2 every time is that it really ruins your suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Is that we all know we're watching wrestling. We're all quite aware of that. We know what's going on. Yeah, we all know that. But still, like, it's just like a TV show. Like, you want to be in that moment when you don't realize that you're watching a wrestling match. You want to just enjoy the show that you're watching.
Like when people cry at movies, they get lost in the moment.
Yeah, you get lost in the... I mean, that's what happens. When John Cena kicks out at 2 every single time...
You're just like,
good. You're just like, all right. He'll be like, all right, here we go again. And this is Vince McMahon. So, you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to do that to a character.
We gonna call this pro wrestling.
That's Roman, but it's Roman Reigns. It was Roman Reigns' problem is that you realized, like, you couldn't get immersed into what he was doing because you knew what was going to happen. You're like, okay, you better kick out right here.
Right, it's false finishes. Because I don't have a problem with false finishes because I know they're going to do it at Mania. It's Mania time. But anytime somebody kicks out of like 3 tombstones and then the last ride, and then he somehow gets out of Hell's Gate, like they will book Cena like that somehow. Yeah. If he ever faced Taker, like it's just unbelievable, and it diminishes the finishing move of that person. So,
well, all right, so
credibility is shot right here.
Yeah. Moving on, next match.
Give me 1 second, fellas.
The next match
was Undertaker and Bray Wyatt.
Undertaker and Bray
Speaking
Wyatt.
of tombstones.
The new face of fear, versus the old face of fear.
A really old face.
Really old
Really?
face. Like
I got a good look, and it's really old.
That man, like he's seen many moons pass.
He's seen himself in hell. That's how old he is.
You see?
All right, so
his ministry self saw his new self and said, "Damn."
He saw himself in another life.
His appearances are getting worse. Worse. It used to be 3-4 times before Mania came, and then he would he would appear 3-4 times before Mania, then of course wrestle at Mania. That'd be it.
Peekaboo.
Now it's just one and done. Like, okay, I'm appear at Mania, then I'm done. Like next time we see Undertaker, if he wrestles next year, which we've been screaming no for the past 2-3 years, like please just stop.
But what was about the
But if he does wrestle next year, probably just be for WrestleMania.
And I won't give
it. And I really hope that does not happen.
I won't give a damn. This is the Undertaker fan. I don't want to see him wrestle anymore, man. He has nothing to prove. Streak is dead.
Yep.
What else
he's old. There's nothing left to do except collect that check. That's it.
And it's funny because they're still trying to keep that little streak alive. He's 22-1. Right. No, they said that it's in his match.
I heard. I saw.
They have the Titantron and everything with the graphics.
22-1.
Oh my god.
I kid you not.
Okay, if they were going to do that shit, then what was the fucking point of having Brock Lesnar
breaking
win?
the streak?
Right,
exactly.
All right, I'm trying to get into Vince logic here. I'm not even going to.
Right, there is no logic.
We gonna call him Vince McMahon
Jr.
Oh, WWE, how you paint yourself in corners.
They gotta hire us.
Yeah, here's my biggest problem is that this match should have never happened. Bray Wyatt should have been fighting somebody else. I would have
went over Cena, like you said earlier.
If they would have done a rematch with Cena, I'd have been fine with that.
You know what? Yeah,
and have him go something like that. He should have stayed far away from the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I get what they were trying to do, sort of. I think they were trying to do the face, passing of the torch with the face of fear thing.
They did it the wrong way.
But they didn't. You know what? It might have just been
do it at all. No,
but I'm saying they might.
Yeah, Taker hasn't been around, so there's no way you can pass the torch with somebody not there.
Okay, but the thing is, maybe it was just Vince McMahon wanting to see that these are two creepy guys. Maybe it would be nice to see them go against each other, kind of like the Big Show and the Andre thing.
Yep.
I want to see them do the pose and.
Maybe it was just all for the image because Vince McMahon does have a tendency to do that. He doesn't really think about the
long-term effect.
Yeah, not even that. It's just I don't think he thinks about the match or like how compatible people are or anything like that.
Quality of the match. He just puts them
or how you can feud them or anything like that. I think he always thinks about this image of like how the match. Of like what it would look like to have these two face each other.
He's so old school.
The Giant Gonzalez versus Undertaker theory.
He's so old.
Perfect example.
He's so old school.
Yeah.
These two big, massive giants, they're colossals in the ring. Let's see them go together. Like that's a horrible style.
He needs to get hip with the times, man, because like that is so
80s.
This is just another sign of Vince McMahon losing his touch or whatever touch he has left.
I think he lost his touch years ago.
But this is another young guy who's now 0-2.
At WrestleMania, and he's going to be one of your top guys in the future. I mean, you're not doing him any favor. And the worst part about it, this is what CM Punk was talking about, is that he lost, and Undertaker's not there the next day. So what do you do with him?
Yeah, good.
Great
point.
Is he going to leave? Is he just going to be gone for another couple months like he did last year?
Mid-card.
Remember that? Remember he was gone for like 2-3 months last year.
Talking about Bray Wyatt?
Yeah. Remember he was
after
gone
the Wyatt family broke up.
He just disappeared.
He
just disappeared. Not outside.
Undertaker's gonna be gone, like you said, because he's a part timer.
I can see him,
and that's what.
No, we can't call him a part timer, man. That's overqualified.
He's not being a part timer.
He's a one timer.
All right, my bad. One timer.
1 hour.
And Bray Wyatt. He wasn't at Raw the next night because he had a legit injury. But like you said, where does like we ask about everybody else tonight? Where do they go with Bray Wyatt?
That's the thing.
There's only like one real match I can be like, okay, I can see like the long-term effect here, and that's the main event. But
and the thing about Bray Wyatt, you have all this potential. He got the mic skills. He has the athleticism. He got the move set. He has the the cult following and the fan following.
Is that he's not the best wrestler, but he's entertaining and he can brawl. Like he can give you a good. He
tells a great story.
He kind of like Mankind in that sense.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the best wrestler in the world, but
great
he can.
storyteller.
But he's getting better.
Yeah,
he's getting.
I think the point of Bray Wyatt is he tells a great story in the ring. He doesn't have to be. I think the extra athletic move is just the icing on the cake. Like, he's a great storyteller, like Mankind was in the ring. His character's engaging.
The boys' promos are on.
Promos are amazing. You can tell he does his own promos.
Quality.
He's not being fed.
He writes his own
lines. He writes his own promos.
I wish they wouldn't. I wish he wouldn't do it. Like whenever he's around, I wish he wouldn't do it every week though. It kind of takes the effect away from how powerful they are.
It kind of numbs.
I wish they kick that back some. Like man, they do it every like 3 weeks.
It's starting to get spoiled with it. Yeah.
Because we'd be like, oh, shut up, Bray Wyatt talking.
Yeah.
We still do that.
We still do that, but not. But you notice it. We used to really, to really do it. Like when he first came out.
Yeah, I think to engage other fans, like you got to stop making them do it every week because it loses its power when you constantly have them doing it over and over.
Right. Too much of a good thing is bad too. Gotcha. But there's not much else to talk about, man. The theme of this Mania is where do people go from now?
Well, I want to know
where do they go from now?
How was the match? Like if you had to rate that match, because
the Bray Wyatt and Undertaker match.
Yeah, was it slow and methodical?
It was. Of course, it was slow.
It was very slow.
They didn't do it. Was it at least entertaining? The match itself.
Well, it had to be slow because also Bray Wyatt hurt himself.
Yeah. So
see that. Yeah.
So here they had a few recognizable moments, as we'll say. Bray Wyatt.
See Bray.
Bray did the spider walk, and then Undertaker sat up, and then Bray Wyatt was like, "Oh snap! Okay, what I need to do now?"
That is like stuff they do all the time. I mean,
but the fact is at WrestleMania,
it's at WrestleMania they did it together. You know what I mean? They did it together. I get what they were going. Again, the Vince image thing. He's like, oh yeah, that'll be a nice thing to see.
This is gonna look good in magazine. We called it Jedi.
Man, Undertaker looks so old
and decrepit.
So old, man. He needs to just sit back with his family, man. Just stay home.
He should have called it. You know what should have been his last WrestleMania? It was 29, the one we went to.
Yeah. The Hell in a Cell?
Because they called it.
Oh, not Hell in a Cell, but
I'll take that back. The one with CM Punk. Yeah, I'll take that back.
Yeah, CM Punk, because that would have been a great way to walk out. That was an amazing match.
He'd been like, I beat the best.
Worked his ass off in that match.
He could just been like, you're the best in the world. I beat the best over and over again.
Yeah, there's nowhere else to go.
I have nothing else left to prove.
Nowhere else to go from there. Should have ended it right there.
I'm going to retire.
I beat the best in the world.
I'm the best in the world now.
I'm the best in the world. So, all
right.
Let's go to the next one.
Last and final match, which we all know was Brock Lesnar, the defending champ, going against Roman Reigns. And both guys were looking for a fight, and they got one.
Did we get one?
Suplex City.
Man.
Expletive.
No, just go ahead and say it.
Suplex City, bitch.
This is unleashed right here, man. We're unleashed right now.
Suplex City, bitch. And the names are coming. Expect the Tiger remix soon.
This was a fight. Damn, a wrestling match. This was a straight up brawl. Lesnar, man, I'm a huge fan of Lesnar. Tobias is too. Ever since he debuted.
Loved him.
Yeah, you know what? Lesnar is he's very much creeping up in my top 20.
Who, Lesnar?
Of all time. He's creeping up in there in the top wrestlers.
He's in my top 5.
Like, you mean right now?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, he's probably
right now.
No.
He's probably top 3 right now, top 5. But of all time, he's creeping up in my top 20, top 15, man. As far as intensity, as far as pure,
I can see that.
Pure intensity, this dude just brings it, man. He's must see TV. He's one of the reasons why a lot of people are watching Raw right now. That match was just
like when he's on
brutal.
TV. When he's on TV or whenever, you just expect him to just wail on somebody.
Yeah,
you
just don't know what's going to happen.
Especially him going to UFC and coming back, he's going to use some of those techniques. Maybe not
exactly, and I noticed that,
but he's going to combine it with those.
He definitely used them in this match because the first 2 minutes, it was like they started off aggressive. Roman Reigns started off aggressive. He legit did a shoot on Lesnar, and that busted him open on his left cheek.
Wait, did he look strong?
Yeah, he did. He looked really strong.
Wait, how strong?
So he did
really strong.
So you can say he did pretty well in the match.
All right.
So were there like a lot of like slams and stuff like that, or it was just a straight
Lesnar did about 12 suplexes.
You could count at least 12 suplexes.
That's why he says Suplex City.
By around the 9th to 10th Suplex City.
It was a compilation of different suplexes. Oh, yeah. It wasn't just Germans. It was German belly to bellies, vertical
variation. He switched it.
I asked that because I was just like, I asked this question. I asked that question because I was like, I kept thinking, I was like, who's going to call this match? So, if you have a brawl, you don't have to call that much.
You don't have to. That was the answer. Yeah.
So I'm glad that they went that route instead of like a real wrestling match.
Yeah.
Is it? Because I was trying to figure out, I was like, I wonder who's going to call these spots.
Brock barely does a real wrestling match anymore. He just goes out there.
You can tell Brock and Roman Reigns.
He did a wrestling match at Royal Rumble.
It was a beatdown. It wasn't a wrestling match to me.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble?
Yeah, that was more like a beatdown.
I think that's why the triple threat match worked out so well. Because Lesnar, man, he just adds that certain
swerve
beast mode into the match, man. It was just brutal.
He
man.
brings legitimacy.
He brings legitimacy, right?
Like when he's slamming people, you'd be like, oh, he's fucking
legit. You could think you worried for that person.
It was worse. I mean, it was worse in his rookie years, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
he was
yeah.
beating people left and right. That made you think.
Swinging dudes like rag.
That really made you think, huh?
There was a few times he made Mark Henry look like a bitch his rookie year. My bad for interrupting you.
Damn, I was gonna say it made you really think like, huh? Pro wrestling may not be fake.
Right.
These hits look like
hard.
they hurt.
Extremely hard. Like
I never forget the clothesline he did on Spike Dudley. I was like, good lord, you made him flip.
It looked like the video game, but it was real life though.
But
yeah, you thought Goldberg was stiff, but yeah, man, Lesnar, and it's a different type of stiff. Lesnar still is professional. He's not. You can tell he's not out to legitimately hurt the person, but his strength is so monstrous that he doesn't know his own strength. But the match itself was just back and forth. But it got to a point where Lesnar dominated Reigns, and I'm glad they did that because if you're gonna build Lesnar up so much to be this invincible monster, you wouldn't have Reigns dominate more than half the match. So. I thought the match was actually pretty good, actually.
Reigns kept smiling every time he got his ass whipped, too. He's just like...
Reigns had his moments. He definitely had his moments.
There's a rumor going around because if, for those that don't know, Brock Lesnar was busted open. There's a rumor going on around that WWE / Vince / the power that may be, whoever you want to say, allowed him to blade himself in the match. There's a clip online. You should look it up. There, if Roman Reigns outside the ring, he's, knocked out, quote unquote. And the ref goes out to check on him, places something in his hand, he gets back in the ring and proceeds to yell at Brock. And people are thinking that when he put something in his hand, because it's pretty obvious, you look at the clip, you can see it, that he's putting a blade in his hand, and when Roman got back in the ring, he handed it to Brock at some point and bladed himself. So that's the rumor right there, and I know you have an opinion on it.
Don't you just love WWE's hypocrisy?
Yeah.
It's okay for Brock to do. No, I like Brock Lesnar and everything like that, but it's okay for Brock to do. Not you though. Which again goes to CM Punk's criticism of WWE. It's the hypocrisy. Like either have it all or don't have it at all.
I see what you're saying, but I see why they kind of let Brock do it more. And I definitely want to say it wasn't some of the blading. I mean, I probably can see that, but these shots, if you look at the match, you can see a lot of these shots just help the blood flow even more.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure most of these were the hard way shots because Lesnar got scratched on his left side of his face just from the shots from Reigns earlier. But I see, going back to your point, Jared, because it's Brock Lesnar and because of his character, I think I see why they let blood run rampant in this match because it fit.
Well, I mean,
it fit the scenario.
It was a brawl.
It was a brawl. It fit this scenario. It fit Mania at this moment. So I get what you're saying, though.
But I don't disagree with that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to agree with you, Jerry. Either have it or not have it at all because we haven't seen blood like legit blood.
Long time. I remember somebody texted you like,
unless it's like an accident, you're like, okay, he wasn't really supposed to bleed right there. Like he clearly it was like
he was gushing blood.
Accident, like
he just took a bump.
He took a bump. It was an accident.
But you know what's funny is that even like during like the early '90s and the '80s and stuff like that, it was PG, but they still show blood.
They still show blood.
So I don't know what.
TNA still shows blood.
TNA's not PG.
Yeah, it's not PG. It's TV-14.
No.
Is it? But I mean, just going back to the '80s and stuff like that, they used to show blood and everything. They didn't have a problem with it back then. I don't know what's up with WWE's hysteria about people bleeding anymore. I mean, I guess I know they want to have a kid show and everything like that, but I mean.
Well, they curse. I mean, like
they
curse. Either have cursing or not at all. Yeah, they curse all the time.
Is it they? I mean, I don't understand that. Like, though, I used to think, I was like, okay, maybe at like 10 o'clock or something like that.
Right, I used to think the same thing.
Maybe they'll start cursing or something like that because they figure the kids have gone to
bed. Right.
And everything like that. But they, like...
they've been going in.
Older generation.
Yeah, like Raw after WrestleMania.
You heard that. You heard that promo Stephanie said? He's under contract, so I own that son of a bitch. Yeah. She said that like around 9
It was like 9.
Yeah, I was like...
Well, the thing is, I don't think WWE would truly be PG because they still have themes going on in WWE that are like, you think about it, like, okay, this may not be suitable for my child. Like,
so
talking about Undertaker is one. Him being the dead man and him coming back from the grave and all that. I mean, that's kind of
I don't know about that one.
It's inappropriate.
It's definitely non-PG stuff
being,
going on right now.
The devil's son and
I think
they're
that's
just inappropriate themes. I mean,
it depends on how you are. I mean, I know a lot of people.
I'm just saying there are a lot of parents out there, white collar parents, whatever you want to say, that might not find that appropriate. We're different from these other people. I'm saying.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of other like kid shows with stuff like there's the devil
demon themes.
Remember Billy and Mandy? They had death in there. They had the Grim Reaper in there. So, I mean, I don't know about that. I'm just thinking about, like,
what we
the
just
cursing
said, like, son
and
of
the
a
blood.
bitch, like, all that.
They have the divas coming out in, like, very tight clothing and very little bit clothing.
Like, wardrobe malfunction asking to be.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, either... honestly, I don't have a problem with it. If you want to have that stuff, then have it. But don't sit here and act like you're PG and then have all that stuff.
Because it clearly isn't PG right now. I had to do, like, after 70 said that, I had to do the info thing and say, y'all back in TV 14 again? Like, seriously, like, they're borderline, like, TV 14 again. They might as well be, because...
I wish they just make their mind up. I mean, just don't pretend that you're PG. Don't act like you're PG and then do all this stuff. Just pick your side. Because, I mean... PG is like if you've seen Young Justice or something like that. That's PG.
Yeah,
that's PG.
It's only so much.
They don't do any of that.
Yeah, but going back to the match.
Yeah, go back to the match.
It was really brutal, y'all. It was very brutal. Ryan, do you have input on the match?
So wait, let's go into the air quotes surprise at the end.
Oh, yeah,
big air quotes.
I'm gonna be honest.
A pleasant surprise.
I mean, it was a surprise, but I wasn't expecting it. But
you weren't expecting it?
I mean, I wasn't expecting Rollins to cash in.
Really?
I wasn't.
I mean, come on, it was pretty much
are the only ones really.
Well.
It was in my
Tobias, Jared,
prediction, but not necessarily in that fashion. But
maybe it's because I wanted. Maybe it was more of wanting him to do it.
It was such a lackluster WrestleMania. Why not have him, cash in?
I was gonna say in my prediction, I was just like, I don't think he's gonna do it at WrestleMania. I think he'll do it the night after WrestleMania because I was just like the rest of him doing it at WrestleMania is so obvious. That I feel like I thought it might, take away. I'd be like, everybody sees this coming.
But you got to think, people have done, like Damian Sandow, I think the last cash in was, Ziggler tried to cash in, and he did do it. Remember?
I thought the
last cash in, he did do it on Alberto Del Rio. And he cashed in successfully. The Raw after
Damian tried to cash. He did cash in, but he failed. Yeah,
right. So
I think was a damn good match.
Right, it was a really good match.
Should have won, but of course he was going against Super Cena.
Yeah, but I thought, so I was like, they've done this the past few years on Raw, so why not do it during the main event on camera? And actually have them successfully cashing in. So I was like, that's the only way to go.
I see your point. In hindsight, it's 2020. At the time, I was just like, it just seems too obvious to do it at WrestleMania. You need. I think it'd be more of a surprise if you did it at Raw.
Yeah,
especially since that crowd would be hyped.
The crowd was gonna be hyped.
That crowd would be hyped.
I'm sure the pop would have been even louder because the crowd went nuts when Seth Rollins came in. Even his music hit, the crowd was like going nuts because Brock F5 reigns, and then he came out.
They really did it to give the fans a treat because the fans did not want to see
Reigns walk out with the title.
Reigns walk out with the title, and the other half wanted to see Brock with the title, but they thought that would have been too obvious. Besides Seth Rollins
back, yeah.
Besides Rollins cashing in, so
and it kept Lesnar looking strong. He doesn't lose anything.
Yeah,
now he's suspended
he didn't get pinned.
Yeah, he didn't get pinned cleanly. He didn't get pinned at all. So.
It was a good finish. I mean, everybody looked good. It's Rollins walks away with the championship. Brock, especially with that the night after WrestleMania, looked very strong. Roman put on a good performance.
Yeah, he did. But you know what? That's another good thing that came out of this whole thing. I wanted to see how Roman Reigns was going to perform, and he ended up doing not spectacular, but he actually stepped it up for the big occasion. So he did pretty well.
Okay, so good finish. Kudos WWE. You did something right.
You did something right. You started off pretty rough, but it ended up pretty smooth, real smooth.
So what do y'all? Okay, so thoughts just real quick. What do y'all think the best match was?
Best match?
Yeah, best match. I mean, because y'all, from what y'all seen,
from the sound of it sounds like the main event.
Main event to me,
or the ladder match.
Between the ladder match, that's what I have to say. Like. It wasn't just the cash in. If it was a horrible match and it was the cash in, I wouldn't rate the whole match highly. But I would say the match, main event, and ladder match.
For me, it's the main event, not the main event, the ladder match and the Rollins and Orton match.
Rollins and Orton.
Okay. Yeah. And is it in my predictions last time we were on here? I thought those two would be the best two matches on the card. But the main event did surprise me. Okay, so excluding the Divas match because they don't count. What did you think the worst one was, or the one that you were most disappointed in?
Well, you already out there in podcast land, you already know my answer. It was a Sting and Triple H bout. I already said my frustrations with it. I don't have to repeat them.
My expectations were too low, so I wasn't really too much disappointed with. I
didn't think the match was going to be great and all, but that
it could have been done better.
Could have been done better.
Done way better.
Like you said, most disappointed in that.
Most disappointed in. The hell? I thought they could have did a little bit better with the ladder match. I thought the ladder match was good, but compared to the past ladder matches, they could have.
So that's what you're most disappointed in?
But most disappointed, I can't say. I went in with low expectations, man. Remember, we had a low expectation thing going in last week. So I can't.
The build-up was so weak.
Yeah, it was so weak. It really
didn't feel like WrestleMania.
It really didn't go in with high expectations. So
I'm gonna have to agree with Tobias. I mean, we all came in with low expectations, but there was just something that stood out. Like, I'm pretty sure it was gonna be a crappy match, but I'm gonna go with Tobias on the Sting and Triple H match. It could have been done way better. It's definitely, especially without the DX NWO thing.
That could have been so not used in that match because JBL said it best. We wanted to see this fight in the 90s, but it's happening now. Yeah, we wanted to see this fight
in the 90s.
Listen to that. We
JBL,
wanted to see this fight happen in
there.
the 90s,
2 decades
not
ago.
Now. So
I'm
why have them come out?
I'm gonna go different from y'all.
Okay.
And the reason I say this one is because I'm looking ahead in the future, and it doesn't look bleak. I'm going to say the John Cena.
That's mine too.
Especially since I haven't watched the match, but from what I've been reading about what I've heard from everybody is that match just it wasn't a very good match overall. So you had this guy going on, he lost and he wasn't even a good match. Where do you go with this, man? Like,
are they shaping up to break up Lana and Rusev too? Because it seemed like
I read that online.
Because Rusev was just going off at Lana.
Buried Rusev at Mania. You know what, Jerry? Yes, I forgot about. You know how most disappointing this match is? I forgot about the match already, and we just talked about it. So yes, this is my most disappointing match.
So you changing it up?
Rusev? No. I didn't have one because I didn't go in with expectations. But I forgot about this match transpiring.
But I mean, you had this guy. He's been around for maybe a year and a half, something like that. I mean,
undefeated.
You had this whole thing. You throw it all the way. You're about to do the same thing you did to the Wyatts. You're gonna break them up prematurely. You still have money to make with people hating this group of Lana and Rusev. You still have money there. You still have money there.
Yeah, Lana put her working on this building Rusev up too.
I mean, what's Rusev gonna do when she's gone? Talk?
She had that
terrible idea.
She had one questionable spot during the match where she just threw one of her heels into the ring, and then we was all like, "What is she trying to do?" It was a horrible spot, a horrible distraction spot. But
I mean, Rusev needs a talker, especially if he's going to do this whole accent thing.
Most of his heat comes from Lana.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, because when he gets on the mic, they're just like, boo.
They don't even listen to him.
Yeah. Like Vicky, she's like his Vicky Guerrero, what Vicky Guerrero was to Dolph Ziggler. He got most of his heat from Vicky Guerrero.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. When you hit John Cena, you just lose a ton of momentum, and it happens. So I got to go against all y'all. I know y'all grew up WCW fans. I knew y'all from Atlanta and everything like that. I mean, I grew up here, but by the time I moved here. By the time I moved here, WCW was pretty much on its way down, and I did watch it like pieces and everything like that. But I didn't grow up the WCW fan, so I know why y'all heard about Sting and everything like that. But when I go look at the long-term plans, you still have a young guy. is that you got one guy going here that's just got so much potential, and you're about to ruin everything that you spent a year and a half to build.
That's what kills me. So much time
spent.
They
do this
just
with a lot of people, man. A lot of people, they do it.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the night after Mania, Raw. Just some highlights. Briefly. Just talk about it. Some highlights, highs, lows.
Well, I think one of the highs was I think that John Cena and Dean Ambrose match was pretty good. It was a good match. It was just predictable at the end. That's it. You know what happened. Super Cena won, and the way it ended was predictable. Once he did that crossbody slam, I was just like, he's gonna roll around and get him with the AA. It was obvious. It was so obvious, and I was just like, I can't believe y'all ended this good match like that. And I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go with the angle of Dean Ambrose on this losing streak and feeling bad for himself, and that never works. Ever. Remember they did that with
CM Punk, and it was awful.
And remember they did that. They did that recently with Wade Barrett. Where's he right now? I don't even show up. He said, I think it was pretty. Believe it or not, even though he looked awful, I think seeing Sheamus was pretty nice.
His look was.
He looked awful.
He looked like awful, but heel turn was definitely needed for him.
He looked like Foghorn Leghorn, but
you say he looked like Foghorn.
I say, boy.
Oh boy,
is it? But seeing him was nice. It was nice. He came out, he cleaned house and everything like that. And then it was funny because he came out looking like he was going to be a face, and then he turned on everybody at the end.
Yeah, if you read these wrestling blogs like I do, I knew he was going to be heel because they said he was coming back heel.
Is it? Oh, okay. You said the main.
I just didn't know when he was coming back, but night after Mania makes sense.
Is it the? Is it the main event? I remember from what I remember, the main event was pretty lackluster.
Okay.
Pretty overall, Raw was crappy, but the fans made it watchable.
No, the Raw itself was the Raw itself was pretty good. That
I only saw bits and pieces.
I feel like they didn't take advantage too much of the momentum they gained from ending the night on Mania.
I mean, a lot of stuff. Adrian Neville. I mean, even though his match was short, it was a squash. It was a squash match, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. He really showed off what he could do in that match in such a short amount of time. Yeah. Remember, he had the spot where he basically like slammed into Curtis Axel and did a bunch of backflips. He did it so quick. It was amazing the way he did that. Like it was just incredible seeing that. And then he pulled what is it called? The arrow? I can't remember.
The red arrow.
The red arrow. Yeah. The red arrow. I mean, it's a good finisher. It can help him get over.
Yeah. And what is his tagline again?
The man that grabbed you for guys.
It's a good tag. I mean, they can go somewhere with him. It just depends on how they want to book him and what they want to do with them. I think the cape is a bit goofy. You can get rid of that, I think. But overall, I thought it was a good debut.
And what about the Luchadors?
The Luchadors. Oh, they had a good match. Who were they wrestling? They were wrestling.
I heard Kalisto was in there though.
Yeah, Kalisto's part of the group. The Lucha Dragons is Kalisto and Bachkara. I mean, Sin Cara.
That's not Sin Cara. You know that.
I know. It's Hunico was a tattoo.
Thank you. Just wanted to make sure you knew that.
I know.
So I just like who did they wrestle? I can't remember who they wrestled.
I forgot.
I can't remember who they wrestled, but just talk about how they did.
They did really well. I mean, the crowd was really into them, and they got the win, which is important. So I think you could do something with them too. It's just again, it depends on how you want to book them. I mean, you know how Vince McMahon does with luchadors, so.
True.
They're
pretty non-existent in WWE. So
but I mean, just think about the past. Like I mean, the only successful one was Rey Mysterio Jr.
And he
give me another one.
Awful.
Remember Los Mexicanos?
Yeah.
Wow.
Awful. Or the Mexicools?
Mexicools, my bad.
I'm about to say the hell Mexicanos.
My bad.
All right, so
gotta love Super Crazy, man. But anyway,
is it? But yeah, I mean, you
nothing to write home about.
Yeah, nothing.
All right, so just quickly, everyone, I want you guys to give a grading of WrestleMania and the Raw afterwards. I didn't see the Raw afterwards, so I can't give a grade, but I can give a grade of WrestleMania. So I'll let you guys go first. Give me a grade A to F of WrestleMania.
Well, I didn't see WrestleMania. I just go by what I basically what I read and everything like that, based on what you guys told me about and what the bits and pieces I've seen online and everything like that. It didn't sound like an awful WrestleMania. It seems like it was better than what I thought it was going to be. So I'd stick with what I thought it was going to be, about a 2.5 or a 3 out of 5 stars.
Damn, I said A through F.
Damn.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
I want you to listen.
A B-, bitch.
Thank you, bitch. Next time you pay attention.
Bitch. You ain't important.
All right, go ahead,
bitch.
Ty.
Your words unimportant.
Go ahead,
Bitch.
Ty. You still talking? Damn. Go ahead, Ty.
I think from last week.
I wasn't talking, you stupid bitch.
No, you clearly worked.
I'm sticking with my
Your tips and futile.
theory. My
Damn,
theory
let him
from
talk,
last
bitch.
week.
Hell no, bitch. Go ahead.
He said, excuse this rude bitch.
Nah, accuse this immature bitch.
Oh, let me talk to you real quick. Dude.
Anyway, Ty, go on.
Excuse this Negro. From last week's series, I think the cash-in boosted up to like a 2.93. So a 3 out of 5 stars. The quality of matches were better than thought in a couple of them. So 3 out of 5 stars because Rollins walked out with the strap, man.
All right, so my grading, numerical wise, I'll give it a 2.5. But on
that's a numerical. That should be star.
And on the grade wise, when it comes to the alphabets, A through F, like in the school, I'll give it a C.
A C? Yeah, that's harsh.
I'll give it a
No, I was actually going to go C minus.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That was that bad?
Yes. I stand by it.
I think it was that
2.
I think it was horrible. We've seen worse.
Oh yeah, we've seen worse.
Don't
we've seen
be
worse, but
caught
I
up in the moment.
I
now.
just didn't.
Living in the moment.
So at Sting 1, would you be so harsh?
Right.
I give it a solid C.
All right.
There you have it, folks.
All right.
C minus to C. Not much of an improvement. But
Raw afterwards, I'd probably give it like a solid B plus. I thought it was pretty good, except for the main event. It was pointless and it was boring.
Yeah.
But everything else, I thought was pretty good. They started off.
Oh, you forgot to mention that Sting appeared on. Did he appear in Raw, or was that just?
That was after. I didn't see it because it was after. It was.
Well, he
it was
appeared
the
on
network.
Raw, but Raw had gone off the air. He had an interview with.
I don't count that.
Okay,
It was
it was awful anyway. All right,
Yeah, it was awful.
It was a picture sting. The bits and pieces that I saw on Raw, I'll probably raise that C from WrestleMania to a C plus.
I'll go C plus, because they didn't really progress anything too much storyline wise.
Yeah.
The matches weren't bad, but they just could have did more. I just felt like they didn't roll off the steam that they had going off the Rollins momentum. So I'll go with C plus.
Now I give you that, but I think I've been a little harsh on the Raw because they had a lot of like.
Sheamus came back with a heel turn, which is good.
Is it that Sheamus come back, Adrian Neville debut,
but nothing progressed though. It was just like they're on the treadmill right now.
But they don't have to right now. Not right now. They don't have to right now.
The smoke is still there. I would have liked to see something cleared up. Nothing was really cleared up. Like Brock Lesnar was suspended indefinitely. So
it was that was a good moment. That was a good moment. You had the Daniel Bryan and Ziggler. I know they've done that one to death, but it was still a good match. They had the Cena and Ambrose match. I thought it was better.
I didn't keep in mind too. I didn't catch all of Raw from what I saw.
I pretty much saw all of it.
From what I saw C plus, maybe B minus quality if I see all of it. But
it was a solid B.
It wasn't a bad Raw.
It was
at
like
all.
a solid B, maybe
just
B
in the middle.
I thought it was pretty good.
Just okay.
All right, I'll take your word on it. Well, there you have it, folks. There's our analysis of WrestleMania 31 and the Raw afterwards. Clearly, we had a difference in opinions. You tell us what you think of WrestleMania and the Raw afterwards. Comment and let us know.
Be sure.
I
was saying, be sure to definitely check out the podcast on the Urban Minds page on YouTube.
Thank you.
YouTube.com/UrbanMinds12. And so check out our episodes that we have up there so far. And also on Podcast Garden /The Urban Minds Podcast.
And that's Urban Minds with a Z, correct?
Correct. Thank you for
informing. Urban Minds with a Z, everybody.
And again, thank you for tuning in. My name is Tobias. We are Urban Minds. Have a good evening.